Hi everyone. So today we will deal with arrays and how it is stored in the memory and so on. So first let us understand the definition. So when we say what is an array is a similar set of elements which is grouped together and it is stored in a continuous memory location. So in Python and other languages, scripting languages, you can either keep an integer or a float or a character and so on. But when it comes to arrays in C, C++, Java, you should have an array which is declared like an integer. Then all the elements in that array should be of the type integer. We cannot have one string, an integer and a floating point. So in memory, how it is located? Let us say we have character array. So the data type should be pointed first. Character array, let us say this is A of 10. That means I am going to make sure that there is an array structure called as A which will hold 10 elements. And how do I access these array elements and how is it stored in my memory and how many bytes does character take? Usually character will store each character in 1 byte, especially in C, C++. So what we are going to do? We are going to write down A of 10 in the sense we have elements which is occupying 10 spaces, and to access each of the character we will start with the index which is at 0. Okay. So if it is A of 10, A of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. That means always index starts with 0, ends at 9. Index starts with 0 and ends at 9. Totally how many elements? 10 elements. How are they placed in the memory? Continuously. Each character will hold how many bytes? 1 byte. That means imagine that this starting location is 1000. If the starting location is 1000, the next location will be 1001. The next location will be 1002, 1003 and so on. Okay. What kind of data will each character hold? Like you have on your keyboard any kind of a letter or a single quote or a double quote. If you want to store it in this particular string, you can, even including space, underscore and so on. So imagine that this is, I am writing my name, let us say. Okay. So if I place Shilpa and if I hit enter, usually last particular space is filled with null character. Integer arrays, if I am going to take int A of 5, that means I can store 5 elements. The array will be from 0th index, 1st index, 2nd index, 3rd and 4th index. Maximum elements that I can store is 5. So from 0th index to 4th index. Let us say I have element 40, 50, 60, 17, 80. In the memory, how it is stored? Integer will hold 4 bytes. Each integer value will hold 4 bytes. So imagine that the starting location is 1000. If this is my starting location, the next location will be 1004. The next location will be 1008. This will be 1012. This will be 1016. Okay. Because from 1000 to 1004 you are going to fill it with 40. This bytes is filled with 50 because each byte is taking, each individual value is taking 4 bytes. Together if I have to say what is the total number of array elements, in this it is 5. What is the total memory allocated to this is nothing but 5 into integer size which is 4, that is 20 bytes is allocated to array A. Because it is of what type? It is of type integer. Okay. If we had a double and double of A of 5, that means each double value will hold 8 bytes. 5 into 8 would have been something which is 40. So 40 bytes would be allocated for double of array of 5. How many elements is here? Each individual element, how many bytes it will hold is 8. Okay. So now let us do one problem wherein we declare an array. We ask the user how many elements does he need. Let us say he will give value as 5. Then we have to take 5 elements from the user and store it in an array. How do we do it? First of all, we take int n. These many number of elements we are going to store. So we will ask the user cout enter n value. So when you give the user to enter n value, he will give you some value that we are going to save it in n. Okay. After I got the value of n from the user, then I am going to create an array of n elements. How do I do that? I am going to do it with int a of n. If n is equal to 4, that means integer of 4 elements in an array, which is like 4 into 4, 16 bytes is allocated. Okay. How do I take it one by one from the user? I will ask the user to enter elements. Once I ask the user to enter the elements, I have to take a loop. In the loop, what we are going to do, from I is equal to 0, because my index starts from 0. So from I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, C in A of I. So basically what happens here is, I can take I value here as well, okay, or int I, you can write it here as well. Basically what happens, I will be equal to 0, so you are asking the user to take or give the entry for that value, that is that particular index, that is nothing but A of I. A of I is A of 0. Imagine that my n value is equal to 3. If n value is equal to 3, these iterations will happen with I is equal to 0, 0 less than 3 true, I is equal to 1, 1 less than 3 true. So you will be taking the input for A of 1. Imagine that he has given here 11, he has given here 22. The next iteration I will get incremented, I will become 2. So what we are going to take? A of 2. Let us say he has given 33. Next time I will increment to 3. When I increments to 3, 3 less than 3 is false. 3 less than 3 is false. So you will come out of the loop. So what did you do basically? Your array structure, 0 you had 11, 1 you had 22, 2 you have 33. This element is here. So totally how many elements? 3 elements. So obviously n value is equal to 3 here. Once we take the input from the user, now maybe we have to display in that way. So if we have to display, what we are going to do? Again, we are going to write a statement. Let us say this is cout array elements. You can give slash n anywhere. Take again for I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. What you are going to print? You are going to print cout A of I. After printing, probably you want to come to the next line, end L. So what will this print? In A of 0, what is there? 11. 11. After that, end L. End L means the cursor will come down. Then you are going to print 22. It will come here. Then you are going to print 33. Then there is no other element. It will come down because 3 less than 3 is false. Okay.